Joe Giannetti joins me once again. This time, comeback season is officially on as he gets ready to take on Paddy the Baddy Pimblett for none other than Cage Warriors 111 going down in London on November the 22nd. It's right around the corner, man. You said you just went and got your passport. This is really short notice. You must be excited.
Yeah, it's super short notice. I'm pumped. I was getting really bummed that I wasn't going to fight by the end of the year. And I actually was just about to finally accept it and go, you know what, we can take it easy on training. We can eat a little more. And, then they hit me up and they were like, you still looking for a fight? And I was like, I am. What do you got?
That's awesome. So the stars aligned. You're getting the fight that you wanted. And this is a good matchup for you, too. Your opponent is 14-3. He's got a lot of experience. Looking at some of his notable wins, he actually got a unanimous decision victory over Julian Erosa. So that's a notable guy right there. Also, he actually has been finished once via Darce choke. He can be finished, and that's something I know you like to do. Overall, how excited do you feel this matchup is for you stylistically?
I feel like stylistically it's perfect. I mean, he's probably maybe the best one of the most experienced guys I've ever fought, except maybe Dewan. He might be better than Dewan, definitely not more experienced. But stylistically, I think he falls right into my game. A lot of people are like, oh, it sucks, it's last minute, da-da-da. I've been getting ready for last minute. I've been trying to fight UFC guys last minute. So, win or lose, there's no excuse of, oh, if it wasn't last minute, he would have won, da-da-da. It's win or lose, that's it, close the book.
Yeah. And the fight is right around the corner, the 22nd. I know you said you've been basically in camp year round, getting ready for a last-minute fight. What is your weight at right now? How much do you have to cut?
I'm 176 right now. So I'm hoping I'll be 170 when I fly out on Monday, and then I'll cut a little bit Wednesday night and finish up Thursday morning for the weigh-ins.
Okay. Now, I know a little bit about Cage Warriors, but obviously not as much as I do UFC, Bellator, PFL, etc., everything that you see here in the States. For the casual person who doesn't know out there, what can you tell us about Cage Warriors?
So from everything that I've seen from watching a couple of their shows and the way they promote themselves, they're one of, if not the biggest promotion in Europe. Somebody told me that they actually have given the UFC 96 fighters, which is more than any other promotion.
Wow. Okay. So this really is the matchup that you wanted. It's a good name guy. He's got a great record. What does a win over him do for you? Do you feel like this is the feather in your cap that you have been waiting for to be like, hey, Dana, Sean, I'm here, sign me?
I don't know, man. It could do everything. It could do nothing at all. I could still need a couple more after this, and maybe they call me for last minute after this. Who knows? It's the crazy thing about MMA. You never know when you get that call, hence why I'm here. It'd be really cool if I go out there, I Darce Paddy, and then Sean Shelby calls me a week later, says, we got someone else for you last minute, because they know I'd be down. But, I don't really know, and I've kind of obviously not given up, but this is the one. This is the one. I feel like I've been chasing that too long, so this is another one that I'm going to fight, I'm going to win, and we'll see what happens.
Who's going to be making the trip over to England with you?
Not really sure yet. A couple of my coaches, we're all kind of just like popcorning it. Everybody's got schedules. A couple of people got things going on in their personal life. That's all going to be handled tonight. But I've got plenty of friends actually in England that are going to be helping me out. Richie Smolin was on The Ultimate Fighter with me. He's actually in the States right now for Lobov doing the bare knuckle boxing. But he's going to make it back out, so I'm going to be with him for a little bit. And then I actually messaged Darren Till this morning to see if I could train a Team KO bond for the week because I have no idea where to go. And he was like, yeah, come on down. So I'm going to be going there for the week.
Wow, that's very cool. Darren Till, have you ever got a chance to meet him before?
So I met him once, actually, at the finale. He was plastered, so I didn't know if he'd remember me. So afterwards, probably like a month or so, I think it was after he lost to Woodley, I messaged him, and I was like, hey, man, we met at the finale. You watched me fight. I kind of sucked that night, so you might have forgotten. I was like, but I just want to say, I get it, all this hype. And because he posted something like people were talking shit after he lost to Woodley, you're no good, da-da-da. And it was something I connected to, so I messaged him. And he was like, no, I remember. He's like, I was plastered, but I remember that night. It was good meeting you, and we've just been cool ever since.
How big is he comparatively speaking to you?
Fucking huge.
Yeah, he looks like he's an absolute monster. I mean, for him to be fighting at 185 now, I think it makes a little bit more sense than trying to kill his body to get down to 170, right?
100%. it's funny because I actually use him as an example a lot. People are always like, why don't you just stay at 170? You look like you don't cut much from there. And I'll show him like Darren Till, and I'm like, because he makes 170, and I don't want to fight that.
Fair enough. I would like to touch upon another point here. Another fighter that you know very well who was released from the UFC, Manny Bermudez. I just spoke to Charles Rosa the other day. I'm not quite sure if it was the performance against Charles. I'm leaning towards more the fact that it was maybe him missing weight again as to why the UFC cut him. Can you elaborate any on that? And what is Manny's spirit like right now? Is he feeling still pretty good and positive?
Yeah, man. I'm not really sure, like, the backroom stuff that goes on with him in the UFC. I kind of just try to keep to my own, like we all do. But as far as Manny's spirits, still training. I mean, it sucks, but he's kind of doing what I did when I got cut. Another day in the office, you got to keep going. You can sit and moan, but the only thing that's going to help is training and get ready to fight. And that's what he's been doing. He's been helping one of our other teammates get ready to fight at NEF. So, we're all just training. We're all getting ready to fight, and what comes, comes.
It's good that the two of you have one another there amongst all the other amazing training partners you have. Iron sharpens iron, and I'm sure we'll see the both of you guys make your way back here to the big show soon. Let's talk about how you envision this fight going down.
Honestly, I think it's a war, and I've been planning for war my last couple of fights, and guys haven't been ready to go to war with me. Guys are like, all right, I need to take this kid down. I need to sit on him for the next 3 rounds. One, I don't think Paddy wants to do that. 2, I don't think Paddy can do that. So yeah, I'm coming out there to scrap, and I know Paddy has a bunch of skills. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, which is a great challenge to me. As much as I'd love a knockout, I read his Instagram bio. It says black belt, and I was like, cool, tapping him out would be amazing.
So is that what you're trying to go in there and do? Would that be your the best case scenario, to go in there and submit him?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm going out there to finish. There's no way this fight's going to the cards, but for the fans and maybe for the UFC, a nice knockout would be perfect. But for me personally, seeing he's a black belt, I like to challenge myself, and proving that my jiu-jitsu is world class, and tapping somebody like him out would do just that.
Awesome. Well, listen, brother, I'm very happy to see you get this short notice fight. Make sure to travel safe on your way over to Europe. Try and have as much fun as you can trying to cut that last little bit of weight. I know it's not going to be the best, but hey, this is what you're in it for, to get a short notice fight like this against a top-notch opponent. So again, I always appreciate you taking the time to speak with me. And if there's anyone that you'd like to thank or plug your social media, as always, the floor is yours.
Everybody at South Shore Sport Fighting, like I said, whether we're cut from big organizations, whether we lose a fight, we win a fight, we're always in there, we're together, we're making each other better. So, those guys. And at Giannetti MMA, every social media platform you can think of, I'm there. And can't wait till next week.